Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship Class number 397. Wow. 397 programs where we've been sharing this powerful information, where you've been one of our guests, where you've been a participant, and where you have been a part of this incredible program. So thank you so much for being here today. Our topic for today is finding faith in uncertain times. Now, when I was really meditating to get that topic, all I had to do was turn on the news, and I got that sense of, oh my goodness, this is some uncertain times. We have no idea where we're going, how we're going to get there, if we're going to get there. In other words, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. It's very, very easy to get lost in the sauce. And as you think about this, whenever there's uncertainty, there's also opportunity. That the world proceeds along in an evolutionary way where challenge inspires growth. And so when we look at uncertain times, that can be looked at as an opportunity to be more, do more, have more, experience more, impact more, to rise above who we are to who we were created to be. So this is Dr. Herbert Harris. I invite you to visit our website, www.herbertharris.com. And also, those of you who are listening for the first time, I invite you to check out some of our courses on the website, some of the programs we have, the Success Toolbox, some of the other courses that we have. Be sure to get a copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, a book that can transform your lives. And then one more little commercial, because at the end of this month, we have our powerful course coming up. We've been talking about it, and it's called Making the Laws of Success Work for You, specifically making the 12 Universal Laws of Success work for you. And there's a website, www.successlaws.net, that you can go to and get more information about this. It's a one-day seminar right the last Saturday of this month. So now let us get into our vibration, into our meditation, so that we can prepare ourselves not just for the message, but also for the experience, so that we can participate, so that we can grow together. Let's close our outer eyes, open our inner eyes. Take a deep breath, hold it, let it out slowly. Take a deep breath, hold it, let it out slowly. And in this space of peace and relaxation, we find ourselves relaxed, comfortable, and at peace. I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. Let that peace sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And in this state of peace and relaxation, my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let that sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And so it is. Wow. All right. Those of you on Instagram, good morning. Dr. Rogers, Lynette, and the Instagram crew. Those of you on YouTube, good morning. Welcome. And of course, those in the mastermind group, this is your day for greatness, for incredible growth. I love to begin with a quote, and the quote is really a scripture. And it says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And so when we look at our topic today, finding faith in uncertain times, these come together. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So therefore, faith is based on something very interesting. Faith is based on hope. And so what is hope? Hope is really a consciousness, an awareness that there's something else. There's something beyond whatever you're experiencing right now. There's something good for you out there. When we, experience times like this time that we're in right now, it's not a new thing. That the essence of life is that there will always be changes. Sometimes those changes take place much quicker than other times. Economies can shift overnight. New technology. Look, we're going through the AI revolution right now. And that's transforming a lot of people's lives, but it's also causing a lot of anxiety. There are people who say, I don't want to be left behind. Those of us in the baby boomer generation, there's a mindset that, man, I don't want to learn anything. I'm retired. I don't want to learn anything else. But if you notice, you can hardly turn on your TV without AI. And so in these times of transformation and global change and local change, we, people, entrepreneurs, students, this is an opportunity for us for growth. So the question is not, will there be uncertainty? Absolutely. The question is, how will I respond to the uncertainty? How will I respond to the changes taking place in technology? How will I respond to the changes taking place in the workplace? How will I respond to the changes taking place in the country? We often think of, I've heard the quote that says, hope is not a strategy. That may be. There's an Arabian proverb that says, he who has hope, he who has health, has hope. He who has hope has everything. He who has health has hope. He who has hope has everything. So this is really saying that hope, which is a mindset, which is a perspective, hope is a projection of the life that you're experiencing to the life that you want to have. Well, if hope is that, then faith is indeed a strategy. So, well, how's faith a strategy, Doc? Well, when people hear the word faith, they often think of the religion. As I said, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. But hope can also be looked at as a success strategy. Faith can be looked at as a success strategy, where faith is your ability to believe in yourself, to believe in your vision, to believe in the process, even when there's no evidence of it. The farmer who grows the Chinese bamboo tree must have a lot of faith, because for 5 years he must water and pull up the weeds and do whatever it is to nourish the seeds that are planted in the ground and see nothing absolutely growing above the ground. But in that 5th year, all of a sudden that plant comes up out of the ground and it grows so fast you can hear it grow. In 30 days, it can basically grow to maturity. And so many times our dream may be embedded in that incubation stage where we have to be watering it, where we have to be pulling up the weeds. And so when we have uncertain times, that can bring about doubt. Like maybe this is not going to work. Maybe I should make a change. The numbers don't add up. It doesn't seem like it's working for me. Well, that's something that's happened to every innovator. You look at Steve Jobs. You know, in the beginning with Apple, think about it, they were working in a garage. And he was on the phone. He had a team in place. He was on the phone calling investors to get money because he had a vision, and his vision was so complete that he had it cost, as they say, cost out. In other words, he knew how much money he needed to make that thing happen. He knew the process for success. He knew the potential return. In other words, his vision was so complete that he could share it with other people and get investors. But he had to make phone call after phone call after phone call to get it done. Oprah, she was fired. She was told she didn't have the right look. I mean, all of these things that say quit, that say throw in the towel. I guarantee each and every one of you listening on Instagram, on YouTube, in our mastermind group, there have been times when you did not believe you could make it, that whatever was going on in your life, it was so devastating that you said, I don't know if I can make it through. I remember in New York, I was practicing law. A young man came to me, and he was a playwright who'd never written a play. Okay. He had an idea. He had written this play as his passion. His grammar wasn't great. His spelling wasn't great. But when he read the play, when he went through it, he had to sit back and go, wow. And the play had an unusual title. The play was called, it says, Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God. You know what? His vision was so profound and he had such a faith-based commitment to it that play became a hit. And so this idea that faith is a success strategy, because it says that there's always going to be uncertainty, but you have one very, very powerful antidote. You have vision. You have vision of the way you want life to be. When we talk about uncertainty in good times, you know, in New Orleans, there's a phrase that says, le bon temps roule. And I think it translates to let the good times roll. Well, when you're in positive times, when you're in good times, everybody's happy. There's prosperity, good things are going. And when you think about uncertainty, I know when I've been flying high, uncertainty is not even on my mind. Failure is not even on my mind. So, you know, when you think about uncertainty in positive times, there's somebody else, somewhere else. Yeah, I know there's starving children in other countries. I know there are people who don't have enough. But in times like this, in uncertain times where there's an overall vibration of uncertainty, it's you who has this feeling. Wow. This feeling of maybe fear and doubt. In an airplane, when you're in turbulence, and I know many of you have been on a plane, when you get that turbulence and the plane starts rocking and rolling and you drop, your stomach goes up into your throat. When you have that turbulence in an airplane, what the pilot does is he climbs. he climbs above the turbulence. One of the symbolic uh, pictures of the prodigal son is when he was in the pig pen of his life, when everything had failed, when he's feeding somebody else's pigs. He said, in my father's house, the servants have food enough and more. In other words, he recognized that there was something different. And so each of us here, whatever we're going through in our lives right now, if we recognize that there's something different, there's something better, that no matter what pig pen you're in, that there's always another place. And then the prodigal son says, I will arise and go to my father. I will arise and go to my source. I will arise and go to the vibration that created me. And so having faith in uncertain times is about arising above the turbulence so that you can create a calmness within you. Whenever there's crisis, there's also great opportunity. You know, those of us who are entrepreneurs, we remember back in 2008 when they had the real estate crash and, you know, like a real downturn in the economy. Companies like Uber, Airbnb popped up. Like, who would have thought of that? But in an economy where people's money was funny, Uber seemed like a nice way to people to create a part-time income where you got around the licensing. You know, in New York, you had to have a taxi cab franchise in order to have cabs on the street. And a franchise was about $250,000. But with Uber, you didn't need any of that. And so they saw the opportunity when people were unemployed and having challenges now to let's give them a way to work, basically one-on-one. Let's just provide a system for them to make money, and they'll make themselves money, and they'll make us money. So whenever there are challenges, there's opportunities. Right now, those of us who are who are entrepreneurs, we're opportunists also. But those of us who are entrepreneurs right now, when we look at a lot of things in the economy, there are a lot of people that are going to be out of work. And they are experiencing something they've never experienced before. Many times folks had those good old government jobs, and the one thing my parents told me was you might not make as much as you do in the private industry, but you can't get fired. The civil service? I want to be a civil servant. I can't get fired. And I'm going to have a pension. I'm going to have the opportunity to live on two-thirds of what I couldn't live on in the first place. But at least it was a mindset. Well, now that mindset is not there. And so this is an incredible opportunity to help people, to teach people how to become entrepreneurs, to teach people how to have faith in themselves, to give them the skills necessary now to say, okay, I'm going to rise above this turbulence and I'm going to create an income for myself. Uber has run it. There are a lot of more. There are going to be a whole lot more Uber drivers, but now there's Lyft and there are others. In other words, every opportunity, every challenge is an opportunity for success. So right now, this is a time for training. Right now, this is a time to give people the tools to figure out who they really are. And, you know, when we talked about our course last time, you know, like, I think we're at the end of August, the first week in September, we talked about a course, and many of you all said, yes, 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 I want to be involved. And so I moved the course back to the last Saturday in October. But making the laws of success work for you, that's going to be a course. That is a course that we're teaching online to address this very point. Knowing that we promote it properly, that there are people who need to know certain things in order to get where they need to go to handle the storm. And so be sure to visit www.successlessons.net. We're only going to have 48 people in the course. So check it out. I think it's something that you want to be a part of. Those who take the course, I think, are going to be in a position to teach others from this playbook, from the 12 Universal Laws of Success. So in this time of training, let's look at this. There are 3 keys to exercising and finding faith in uncertain times. Number one, maintain a success mindset. You see, on a personal development level, faith means trusting that the struggles that you're enduring right now will come to an end. Faith means looking at every challenge as a setup for a comeback. The prodigal son couldn't become the son that he was without going through the prodigal son experience. So many of us right now may be facing some challenges, but the one thing we know is that if we rise above the storm and look for the vision. Now, one of the key things about a success mindset is that you have to feed it. You have to feed it daily, and you have to realize that doubt is okay. It's a natural. There are moments when you want to quit. It's okay. It's natural. But the success mindset says, overcome doubt with faith. It says, overcome the desire to quit with persistence. And so this idea of creating this success mindset says that when fear arises, you program your mind to say, I am resourceful. When doubt arises, you program your mindset to say, I am resilient. I have what it takes. I can do whatever it takes to get where I want to go, to do what I want to do, to have whatever I want. The mindset is a powerful tool because it is through your mindset you can see every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Every barrier is a chance to go on the top of that barrier. When there's a wall there, climb to the top of the wall, you'll see further. And so look at all of this that's going on as a natural push to help you get better. So that success mindset says there's always a way. There's always enough. I am always enough. And there's something great out there for me that's good, that's joyful, that's abundant. Step 2, got to take action. You have got to take action. If you do not take action, nothing happens. There's a scripture that says faith without works is dead. That simply means that I don't care how big your vision, if you don't take action on it, it does not work. I don't care how much planning you've done. If you don't take action on it, it does not work. But in uncertain times, you see, when everything is going good, le bon temps roulé, then taking action seems very natural because everybody's taking action and everybody seems to be getting results. But in uncertain times, when there's a lot of failure around you, taking action takes with courage. But it doesn't have to be a big action. It can be a little bitty step. As a matter of fact, that's the key. Small, consistent steps will help you build momentum. You know, as a network marketer, if your business is not going the way you want it to do, then what small step can you take every day to make a difference? It might be something as simple, I'm going to find 2 people a day who would like to get their message out to the world. I'm going to find 2 people a day who are authors or coaches who would like to get their message out on a global level. Or I'm going to find 2 people a day who want to live longer, feel better, and have more energy. 2 people a day, 5 days a week, that's 10 a week, 40 a month. I don't care what you're selling. If you talk to 40 people, at least 10 of them are going to be interested in what you have, and 2 to 3 of them are going to buy whatever it is. And so that small step now, those 2 calls a day created the forward momentum now that when you get to the end of the month, and, oh, I've made money. Now you're like, hey, I'm empowered. So I challenge each and every one of you listening today, what 1 or 2 steps can you take right now, today, What steps can you take each day to get you above the crowd, that will get you above the turbulence, that will take you to that to that promised land of where you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to have? So I say this: action is the antidote for doubt. Action is the antidote for fear. Action is the confirmation of faith. Number 3, this is critical. Build networks of faith-filled people. In other words, surround yourself with people who believe in possibilities, not just problems. You know, there are groups of people who focus on, one of the challenges I have about going to class reunions is that, and not all of them, I'm painting with a broad brush, but I know at a couple of reunions, as I talked to many of my contemporaries, the whole conversation was about lack of health. I have a pacemaker. I got a defibrillator. I got a new knee. I got a new hip. I got this. In other words, there was such a conversation about illness that my only thought was, I got to get out of here. And so if you surround yourself with negative people, guess what? As they say, if there's 5 negative people in the room, if there are 4 negative people in your space, guess who the 5th one is? Your network becomes your support system to help you move and rise above the challenges. Sometimes, family can be challenging. Significant others can be challenging. When you're surrounded by people who don't believe in your vision, people who don't have a vision of their own, people who sow doubt and criticism into everything you do. If it's your family, if it's your spouse, you can't run, you can't leave them. But you have to, in Star Trek, whenever there was an attack, they put up their shields. You have to learn to put up your shields to protect your mindset, which then protects your actions, which then protects your results. So your network is critical. Put the time into finding the right people who will support you and minimize the impact of those who don't support you, who you can't run away from. If you can get away from them, move, run. So let's bring the whole project home now. Faith, when we say finding faith, it's already there. It's the mindset that helps you find the faith. The faith is always based on hope. And hope is based on a promised land, hope for a better day, hope for a better way, hope for more success in whatever you're doing. And faith is the strategy that helps you get there. But one of the good things to remember about all of this is that faith, action, builds confidence. And so when you engage upon this whole faith journey, you literally create the vibration that enhances your confidence, and now it makes you strong, it makes you grow, it makes you able to handle things that you never thought you could handle before. So in conclusion, as they like to say, number 1, that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So there must be something hoped for. Every person that achieves outrageous success had a vision that they clung to and that they worked at. So if your vision is not clear, job 1 is to clarify it, is to write it down, is to imprint it upon your heart, upon your mind, and upon your feet. Faith is a success strategy because it says you can move, you can take action without knowing the results ahead. You know that movie, I think it was the Last Crusade. And when, what's the name? When the protagonist, the hero, had gotten to, they're down in this cave, and on the other side, there's this big chasm there. And on the other side is what they're looking for, the chalice. And there's no way to get across. And the idea was that you have to walk on faith. And so you had to step out into this big chasm, having total faith that there's going to be a support for you. And it was that faith, although they saw no bridge, but by having the faith to step out on it, each step the bridge appeared and they were able to get there. And so, in that sense, faith is a strategy that keeps you moving. Strengthen your faith by maintaining your success mindset, by maintaining your wholeness mindset, your abundance mindset, your prosperity mindset. The mindset is without merit unless you take action on what it tells you to do. To take small, consistent steps each and every day gets you started. To take small, consistent steps each and every day helps you build momentum. And momentum facilitates growth. And growth facilitates success. Build networks of faith-filled people. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and who uplift you, who can be that comfort to you, who can be that sounding board, who can be that comforter that whenever you take take a licking, they tell you to keep on ticking. Have trust in your vision. Act with courage in your actions. And know with absolute certainty that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. That every challenge contains the seed of great success, of great growth. Every challenge contains the seed of health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, abundance in every nature and every level. That when you can do this, when you can make faith a strategy, hope your vision, and action your daily routine, surrounded by people who believe in you, nothing is impossible. You can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. And you can have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Let's take a deep breath. Just let it out slowly. Thank you so much for being with us today. Those on Instagram, those on YouTube, thank you for being with us. Those in our Success Mastermind group, hold tight. I'd love to get your thoughts and your feedback. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com, and you can schedule a success consultation. But let me tell you this, if you want to be a part of the next evolution, the next revolution, the upcoming power that's taking place this year, right now, go to our website, www.successlessons.net. And our seminar, our workshop, Making the Laws of Success Work for You, that's taking place on the 25th of August, the 25th of October, that's Saturday, from 11 until 3:30. It's $97 and they add little charges, but go there and register, successlessons.net. And I guarantee you this, that when you complete that webinar, that seminar, you have everything you need to get anything you want. Plus, Out of that seminar will become people who become certified to start teaching this message. Because in the world that we live right now, everybody needs to know that they have the power to create the world exactly the way they want it to be. Knowing, being, and having anything they desire. Thank you so much. See you again. Be sure to share this broadcast. Make some comments. Talk about how you've been able to use these tools on Instagram, on YouTube. Share it with at least 3 people. And whatever you do, always remember that you have the power to be anything you want to be, do anything you want to do, and have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is.